Hey, what's up everyone? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this video we are looking at the Play Arts Sky Batman Arkham Origins Joker. People have been waiting for another Joker for a while. The last one was pretty darn cool. People were hoping that this is going to be the ultimate Joker, that it might finally take the place as the best Play Arts Sky Joker. And while it does do some things pretty well, I'm going to tell you right off the top, I don't think it's better than the last version of Joker. The last one we got, I think, is still the best. But anyway, let's take a look at this figure. Maybe you'll like this one more. Maybe you won't. I don't know. We'll see. He stands just about 10 and 5/8 inches tall, so he's a little bit tall. Let's see how he is compared to Batman. He is a little bit taller than Batman. It seems that so far everybody in the Arkham Origins line is taller than Batman, unless I'm not remembering correctly with Deathstroke. I could be remembering incorrectly. It's very possible. So there's Joker. He does come with the now standard Play Arts Sky base display stand, so I'm not going to bother showing you that. They're all the same. He has an alternate head. That's pretty important for his accessories. So here's his standard head. If you look at it, his nose is really freaking crooked, like way crooked. It looks horrible. I hate that very much. I really hate that. Then if you look at this head, nose isn't so crooked, but his right ear is nowhere near the same shape as his left ear. Left ear looks pretty normal. Right ear sticks out really far. It's really round. It's just pretty bad. Pretty horrible. And then the paint, it's okay. I don't mind the paint. His eyes are really green. I don't know if I remember that from the game or not, but that's okay because it still looks good. But his face just doesn't look like he looked in the game at all. He looks really old in this, just like the Arkham City version, whereas in the game, in Arkham Origins, he was pretty young. So I don't like either of these head sculpts, unfortunately. This one with that goofy ear is almost unusable. This one with the crooked nose, at least you can kind of hide that by turning the head. But if you look at the teeth, they don't look good either. The teeth are like not recessed from the lips. It looks like they're all on the same body part. I don't know how else to say that. It's just weird the way it's sculpted. They should be in from the lips and they're not. It's just, I don't know. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm trying to say and you can kind of see what I'm talking about. It's just really poor sculpt work. I don't care for it very much. And you can say, well, you probably can't do better, and maybe I can't, but it doesn't matter because this one should look better than it does. It doesn't matter who can do better or not. For the price tag, this should be better, so we'll just leave it at that. The head sculpt from the ears up, pretty good though. I really like the hair. The hair looks nice. So I guess there's some redeeming quality there. Anyway, back to the accessories. We have, well, I guess I'll take the hands off because I put some on him already that I didn't realize I did. So we have the two standard fist hands. No big surprises there. He's got little gloves on. Would have liked some more detail in the gloves, but it's not a big deal at all. Then we have, let's see, we have two different trigger finger hands. I don't know why. I don't understand why we have two different ones. They're not quite the same, but they neither of them hold the gun very well. So that's pretty disappointing. The gun, which is a really big, unrealistic looking revolver, I guess it's not horribly unrealistic, but it's not great. But it's humongous compared to him. The gun is very large. It's like as big as his arm. And he can't hold it. The hands just don't hold the gun well. It kind of sits in there, but it's not good. It just kind of flops around in between these three fingers and his thumb. So it's not good. And same thing with the other hand. It's not even worth showing you. Then we have this hand, which is alright. And this one holds the knife. So that's good. It holds the knife just fine. So he's got a knife just like the other Joker had. Put that in his hand. He holds it no problem. So that's alright. And then we have one open hand, which is just for posing purposes. Sculpted well, but no particular purpose. Alright, let's look at the actual figure now. As far as articulate, well, let's look at paint first. The paint, like I said, on the face, it's a little heavy, but it's not horrible. The skin on the neck matches the face well enough. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. Clothing painted pretty well. I like the shading they did. They did a really good job on the vest with those card symbols on there. That's awesome. They did a great job with that. Looks really, really good. Shoulders are shaded gray and black. The rest is purple and black. Shading all looks really good. No complaints there. Belt done pretty well. Looks nice. The pants are gray and black and kind of white, so they definitely look gray rather than black, so that's good. The shoes, we have the brown and black shading for the leather parts, or for the main part. Then we have the darker brownish black for the top piece there, and then we have a little bit of a glossy black tip, so that looks good. The white gaiter on there looks good. Shoes look pretty well done, so that's nice. The coat now, it's, well, let's just talk about paint. I don't want to get ahead of myself. The shading on the inside of the coat looks pretty good. The red and the black looks nice. It's pretty dynamic, a little overdone maybe, but it still looks pretty cool. Now let's talk about articulation. The head is on a double ball peg, just like that. Almost all play arts are. It's a little hard to put the alternate head on this guy, but you're probably going to want to just leave this one on anyway due to the goofy ears. The neck is probably also on a double ball peg. I haven't pulled it out yet, but they usually have the same joint on the top and on the bottom, so that's good. And the shirt is loose, so it won't get in the way of posing, so that's pretty good. Put this head back on. This jacket, the whole outer part of the jacket on the top is soft plastic, so that won't impede articulation very much at all. There's a seam here, so the shoulders should move no problem. And it's a seam on both the front and the back, so that's pretty good. And we can lift that up and show you the articulation inside a little bit, maybe. I think so. Just like Robin. Okay, so this confirms that that piece is not supposed to move then. So just like Robin, we get the butterfly joint out of this peg for the shoulder, which it works better on Joker for sure. You can bring the arm, but see, here's the thing. It's like you're basically just bringing the arm forward rather than around the chest. So I like the old butterfly joints better, definitely. It's a little disappointing, but that's what it is now. It's just a ball hinge. It swivels here and it swivels here. This is the bicep swivel. This is now the butterfly joint. And of course we have the ratchet. So you can get a lot of posing out of him. It's just the butterfly is not as good as it used to be. It's a little disappointing. For the elbow, standard ball hinge. Swivels here, hinges here. Same thing for the wrist. Swivels in the forearm, swivels in the hand, ratchet. Okay, now for the torso, I haven't even really looked at this yet, so let's see what we have going on. We have, okay, so at the top of this white piece in here, which is not meant to be part of his body because it's really skinny and goofy looking. It's just supposed to be underneath the vest. That's where we have at least a single ball peg, maybe a double, like right around in here. That lets the upper body move around. And the vest is soft, so it won't get in the way too much. Then we have also this white piece here is connected the same way as normal for the play arts. So there's a single ball peg going into that, and that will let the whole upper body move around. So he's got pretty good range of motion in the upper body. You should be able to pose him pretty well without too much trouble. That's all right. Look at that, another leg fell off. Why, play arts? Why? This is not good. So anyway, now that the leg's off, I can show you inside, hopefully a little bit. That's what the joint looks like. It's just a ball peg. I don't think you can see it that well. A ball peg just goes up in there, a big ball peg, and the whole upper body moves around on that. And now for the hips, you can see the hips pretty well. It's just a ratchet for them going forward and back, and then the ratchet going side to side right there. And then we have the thigh swivel, which is just this whole piece can rotate. So that's the thigh swivel. That's how the hips work on just about every play arts figure. I don't know why it's popping off on these guys. That's pretty irritating, but the ratcheting still works. He doesn't have the greatest hip range of motion apparently. It's not bad, definitely good enough. I expected a little more since he's fairly skinny. They didn't make his hips too wide like they often do, so that's good. And I guess they have pretty good range of motion, so that's good. That's not good. That's really freaking irritating. I hate it when figures fall apart when they're not supposed to. That's not a good thing. Okay, so this part of the this part of the jacket is just all connected. Then this part down here works like Batman and Robin's capes, or Superman or whoever else. Ball hinge, ball hinge. So I guess it's all right. I don't know why they went with the overkill in the ball hinges though. It's pretty hard to pose this now. That makes it look normal. I don't really get that. I think they could have just left this all one piece and this all one piece. It's a little bit much, but you can probably get some posing out of it that doesn't look horrible. It's just going to be a little awkward to do that. So just be careful. These pieces are soft, but they're a little more firm than I was expecting. It doesn't really make a difference. It's just a little curious thing. They're kind of stiff. They're even a little bit stiffer than this, it feels like. So it's interesting, but doesn't really change anything. Anyway, the knees, so far, they look pretty good. I haven't even checked this really. Let's see how they look when we bend them. Not great. Not bad. Definitely not bad. We've seen much worse. But the way they're kind of recessed in there, it does make them look a little bit clunky. Kind of like the older Play Arts Kai figures used to look. So the knees could definitely look better, but range of motion, can't really beat that. Full 180 almost. So they look great like that. And he's not going to be in the most crazy pose anyway, so they'll probably do just fine. And now for the ankles, we have the same kind of hinge that we have in the elbows and wrists. Ball hinge, it swivels in the shin and in the foot, which is interesting because once you get the foot rotated around, you don't need anything else. That gives you your ankle rocker, but they put the cut joint in the toe. I hate that joint. It doesn't serve a purpose. There's no toe hinge on him like Robin, so they should have done that rather than this cut joint. It's redundant, and we could have used a toe hinge, but whatever, it's still okay. So as you can see, there are some pretty serious problems with this Joker figure. It's not perfect by any means. It's not horrible by any means. It's really going to come down to your decision as to whether or not you like this design over the other one. So, I mean, it's not bad. It's a decent figure. It's just not great. So I'll post some photos at the end here so you can see what it looks like posed. And then you'll have to make your decision and see if you want to get this one over the other one or get the other one over this one. I personally prefer the last one a little bit better. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.